Oh my God, it breaks my heart. Did you guys hear about Tia and Samira? This right here, this is heartbreaking. They're talking about their mom. Their mom is suffering in silence, and we all been there. You know, we got so much stuff. Our hearts are heavy. Things are going on. You're trying to stay strong for the kids and the family. Their mom is struggling in silence. This stuff is hurting her. And they're saying after 40 years of marriage, that's a lot of people identity. They identify with being a wife. That's their whole makeup. That's what makes them validated as a person. And once that's gone, it's like, who are they? They have to find themselves again. Some people feel like they're nobody now. So they talks about the hardship and the heartbreak that they have to go through with their mom. I want you guys to listen and hear what they got to say. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe here. And I just want to say I appreciate you all for liking and sharing and keeping the support coming on.
I've never really talked about this on television, but my mom and dad are actually divorced. And so right now we're living different phases.
Growing up, we never really had the conversation of your dad's white, your mom's black, you're mixed, until we as children started to experience racism.
When people looked at Tia Mowry and Tamera Mowry, they thought they were looking at one of the happiest families in Hollywood. For many years, everything around them looked perfect. The sisters always appeared smiling together, their family looked close in interviews, and fans believed their parents had one of the strongest marriages in the entertainment world. That was exactly why people became completely shocked when the news suddenly came out that their parents, Timothy Mowry and Darlene Mowry, had quietly ended their marriage after almost 40 years together. At first, many fans refused to believe it. People thought maybe the news was fake because this family had never been involved in public scandals before. There were no cheating rumors, no ugly arguments in public, and no shocking interviews exposing private problems. Everything always looked calm and respectful. But yep, you heard that right behind the happy family image, something had slowly changed over the years, and nobody outside the family truly knew how serious things had become. The relationship between Timothy and Darlene had started when they were still very young.
My mom is black and my dad is white. I was actually called the N-word when I was living in Texas at the time. I was in 3rd grade. So that puts me, at 7, 8 years old?
They reportedly fell in love quickly and decided to get married at only 18 years old. Many people around them believed the marriage would never last because they were young and both were connected to military life. Their early years together were not glamorous at all. They moved from one place to another because of military duties, lived under strict schedules, and dealt with pressure that most Hollywood families never experienced. Before fame came into their lives, they were already struggling to balance work, family, and constant changes around them. Then, their children started growing up, and things slowly changed in a huge way. Tia Mowry and Tamera Mowry showed interest in acting from a young age. At first, it looked like a simple childhood dream, but soon the family realized the girls actually had talent. This is where it gets interesting, because one decision completely changed the direction of the entire family's life. During a summer trip to Los Angeles, Darlene reportedly told the twins that if they could successfully book an acting job, the family would seriously consider moving closer to Hollywood. Most people thought it was just motivation for the girls, but then something unexpected happened. Tia managed to land a job opportunity, and suddenly, the promise became real. Destiny took an unexpected turn because from that point, the family's normal military lifestyle slowly started turning into a Hollywood lifestyle. Darlene reportedly left behind her military career to support the girls, while Timothy stayed connected to his own duties for some time. And according to many fans later on, that period may have quietly created emotional distance inside the marriage. From the outside, everything still looked successful and exciting. The twins became famous through Sister Sister, fans loved their chemistry, and the family started becoming well-known across America. But let me tell you, fame also brought pressure that many people never noticed. The family suddenly lived under public attention all the time. Interviews increased, schedules became busy, and everyone expected them to keep looking perfect together. What made the situation more surprising was the fact that the family never openly talked about personal struggles. Even during emotional interviews, they focused more on positivity and support instead of private problems. That silence later became one of the biggest reasons fans became obsessed with understanding what really happened between Timothy and Darlene. Then came the moment that shocked viewers the most. News spread that after the divorce, Timothy had reportedly moved on and entered a new relationship. Social media instantly exploded with reactions. Some people supported him and said life moves on after separation, but others believed the situation felt strange after such a long marriage had ended. But here's the shocking part. The family still refused to create public drama. Nobody openly attacked anyone. Nobody exposed secrets online. Everything stayed quiet, and that made fans even more curious. People started going back to old interviews and family videos, trying to find hidden signs that something was wrong all along. Some viewers believed years of separation because of work and military life slowly damaged the relationship. Others thought Hollywood pressure changed the family over time. And some fans even believed the couple had stayed together for years, mainly because of the children and public image. But the truth was still unclear. And while the internet kept creating theories, another emotional detail slowly started getting attention online. Fans noticed that Tamera Mowry herself started speaking differently during interviews whenever relationships and personal happiness were discussed. At first, people ignored it, but later, many viewers started wondering if her parents' divorce had affected her more deeply than anyone realized. After the divorce news became public, fans started paying attention to every small detail connected to the Mowry family. Suddenly, old interviews, social media posts, and even family photos were being analyzed by people online. Many viewers believed there had to be a deeper reason behind the breakup because a 40-year marriage usually did not end without years of hidden tension building in the background. And the more people looked back at the family's past, the more questions started appearing. One thing that made fans curious was how much sacrifice had happened inside the family long before the fame arrived. Darlene Mowry had reportedly given up a stable military career to help her daughters succeed in Hollywood. At the same time, Timothy Mowry stayed connected to military duties and spent long periods away from the family. At first, they managed to make things work, but many fans later believed those years quietly changed the relationship forever. As Tamera Mowry and Tamera Mowry became more successful, the family entered a completely different world. Hollywood attention became bigger every year. Interviews, television appearances, public events, and nonstop schedules became normal in their lives. From the outside, it looked exciting and glamorous, but behind closed doors, the pressure was growing stronger. You won't believe how difficult it became for the family to balance fame with personal peace. Fans later noticed that the twins often spoke about hard work, family support, and emotional struggles in a very careful way. They never exposed private family problems directly, but sometimes their words sounded deeper than people realized at the time. This is where it gets interesting, because after the parents separated, old interviews suddenly started sounding completely different to fans online. People began wondering if the sisters had quietly seen problems inside the marriage for many years, but chose to protect the family image publicly. Another thing that increased the drama was how different both parents handled life after the divorce. Timothy reportedly looked comfortable moving forward publicly, and news about his new relationship spread online very quickly. Social media users discussed everything nonstop. Some people supported him, while others believed moving on publicly after such a long marriage felt strange. The internet became divided into different opinions almost overnight. Meanwhile, Darlene stayed much quieter. She avoided discussing her private life openly, and fans noticed she rarely responded to rumors or gossip. But here is the shocking part. Her silence actually made people more emotional toward her. Many viewers believe she was hiding pain behind the scenes, even though nobody from the family confirmed anything directly. Online discussions became more dramatic every week because fans kept creating their own theories without knowing the full truth. At the same time, people also started focusing more closely on the twins' own personal lives, especially Tamera Mowry. Fans noticed that during interviews, she sometimes spoke emotionally about relationships, growth, loneliness, and finding happiness. At first, those comments looked normal, but after her parents' divorce became public, many viewers started connecting everything together. Then, another twist appeared. People online began wondering if seeing her parents separate after decades together had changed the way Tia looked at relationships herself. Some fans even started revisiting moments from her marriage and interviews with a completely different mindset. Suddenly, every emotional comment she made became a topic of discussion online. Yep, you heard that right. Fans were no longer only talking about the parents' divorce. Now attention slowly started moving toward the next possible family crisis. And once social media started connecting those dots, the gossip became much bigger than before. What made everything even more emotional was the fact that the Mowry family still looked united publicly. They continued supporting each other online, speaking respectfully in interviews, and avoiding public fights. Normally, celebrity families involved in controversy exposed each other or created drama publicly. But this family stayed calm no matter how intense the internet rumors became. And strangely, that calm behavior made the situation feel even more mysterious. Fans started asking one big question again and again. What were they hiding all these years? Some people believed the family simply wanted privacy. Others believed there were painful truths nobody wanted the public to know. And because there were no clear answers, every new interview or social media post created fresh speculation online. Then another emotional detail started getting attention. People realized that throughout all the fame and success, the Mowry family had spent years trying to protect a perfect image in public. But maintaining that image for decades may have created pressure nobody outside the family truly understood. The craziest part was that fans still could not fully decide whether this was simply a sad family breakup or whether there was a much deeper hidden issue behind everything that the public never got to see. And just when people thought the controversy could not become more emotional, another unexpected situation started bringing even more attention toward the family, especially toward Tia's personal life and marriage. As the internet kept talking about the divorce of Timothy Mowry and Darlene Mowry, fans slowly started paying even closer attention to Tamera Mowry. At first, people only felt curious because of her emotional interviews and the way she talked about personal happiness. But later, viewers began noticing small changes in her public behavior that made the situation much more dramatic online. During interviews and podcasts, Tia started speaking more openly about feeling emotionally drained at certain points in life. She talked about growth, healing, and learning how to choose peace over pressure. At the time, many people thought she was simply giving motivational advice. But after her parents' divorce became public, fans started connecting her words to possible private struggles happening inside her own marriage too. This is where it gets interesting, because social media users began digging into old videos and interviews looking for hidden clues. Some people noticed moments where Tia sounded emotional while discussing relationships. Others pointed out how she sometimes talked about carrying responsibilities for too many people around her. Slowly, the internet created a narrative that maybe watching her parents separate after so many years had deeply affected her view of marriage. Then suddenly, another shocking update arrived. Reports started spreading that Tia's own marriage with Corey Hardrict was facing serious trouble. Fans were completely stunned because, just like her parents, Tia and Corey had always looked happy together in public. They had built a strong image as a loving Hollywood couple and often shared family moments online with their children. Nobody expected another emotional breakup connected to the same family. But yep, you heard that right. The rumors became stronger and stronger until people online became convinced something major was happening behind the scenes. What made everything even more dramatic was the timing. Fans could not ignore the fact that shortly after her parents' marriage ended, Tia herself started speaking differently about relationships and life changes. Many viewers believed there had to be an emotional connection between both situations. Some people said seeing a 40-year marriage collapse may have changed her completely inside. Others believed she had already been struggling privately long before fans realized it. Soon, social media turned into a non-stop debate. Some fans supported Tia and believed she deserved happiness no matter what decisions she made, but others felt heartbroken because they once saw her relationship as one of the few stable marriages in Hollywood. Let me tell you, the emotional reactions online became massive because many viewers had grown up watching her on television and felt personally connected to her life. Then, another twist made the situation even more intense. People started noticing that Tia's interviews became much more personal than before. Instead of speaking only about career success or motherhood, she began discussing emotional freedom, self-growth, and choosing herself after years of pressure. Those comments quickly went viral online because fans believed she was indirectly revealing hidden pain from her marriage. But here is the shocking part. Even during all the rumors and gossip, neither Tia nor Corey publicly attacked each other. There were no ugly scandals, leaked fights, or disrespectful interviews. Just like her parents, Tia handled everything quietly and carefully. And strangely, that silence made fans even more obsessed with finding answers. The internet started creating endless theories. Some people blamed Hollywood pressure. Others believed balancing career, family, and public expectations slowly became too difficult. And some viewers believed the emotional impact of her parents' divorce may have pushed her to rethink her own relationship completely. At the same time, fans also started comparing Tia and Tamera more than ever before. Tamera Mowry appeared to stay focused on family life and marriage, while Tia seemed to be going through major emotional changes publicly. Online discussions became more dramatic because viewers constantly questioned why the twins suddenly seemed to be in such different places emotionally. The craziest part was that through all of this, the family still continued showing love and support toward each other publicly. No matter how intense the gossip became, nobody in the family openly exposed secrets or created public fights. That calm behavior confused people even more because fans believed there had to be painful truths hidden behind the scenes. And then another emotional detail started spreading online. Some viewers believed the Mowry family had spent so many years protecting a perfect image that they became experts at hiding pain in public. Fans started saying maybe the smiles people saw on television were only one side of reality. Maybe behind the fame, success, and family photos, there had been emotional struggles quietly building for years. By this point, the controversy had become much bigger than just one divorce. Now people were questioning the entire image of the family they once believed was perfect. And just when fans thought the emotional drama had already reached its peak, one final twist slowly changed the way people looked at the Mowry family forever. By the time all the rumors, emotional interviews, and relationship discussions filled social media, many fans felt like they no longer recognized the same family they once admired for years. The Mowry family had always represented love, support, and stability in the eyes of viewers. People grew up watching Tia Mowry and Tamera Mowry on television, laughing together, supporting each other, and talking proudly about family values. That was exactly why the emotional reaction online became so massive when everything slowly started falling apart in front of the public. At this point, fans were no longer only discussing one divorce or one breakup. People were now questioning whether the perfect family image had actually hidden years of emotional pressure behind it. And the more viewers looked back at old interviews, the more emotional the entire situation started feeling. This is where it gets interesting, because many people began noticing something strange about the way the family handled every difficult moment. No matter how painful things became, nobody publicly exposed private secrets. Nobody attacked each other online. Nobody gave explosive interviews blaming family members. In today's celebrity world, that behavior felt almost unusual. Most Hollywood breakups turned into public drama very quickly. But the Mowry family stayed calm even while millions of people kept discussing their personal lives every day. And strangely, that silence became one of the biggest reasons the controversy stayed alive for so long. Fans kept asking the same question again and again. If there was no cheating scandal, no public fights, and no hatred between them, then what really destroyed these relationships? But nobody ever gave a clear answer. That mystery became even bigger after Tia officially confirmed changes happening in her own marriage. Social media exploded with emotional reactions because many viewers instantly connected her situation with what happened between her parents. Some people believe she learned from watching her parents that staying unhappy for years was not the answer. Others believed the emotional damage inside the family had been much deeper than anyone realized. Let me tell you, fans became deeply divided online. Some people supported Tia completely and said she deserved peace and happiness no matter what decisions she made, but others felt disappointed because they once believed her relationship was proof that true love could survive Hollywood pressure. For years, viewers looked at her marriage as one of the few real relationships in the entertainment industry. Watching it struggle emotionally affected many fans more than people expected. Then another emotional twist changed the conversation again. Instead of acting bitter or angry publicly, Tia started focusing more on healing, motherhood, and self-growth. She talked about finding herself again and learning how to live differently after difficult emotional periods. But here's the shocking part. Her calm attitude actually made fans even more emotional. Many viewers felt there was still hidden pain behind her words that she never fully revealed publicly. At the same time, people also started looking differently at Tamera Mowry and her marriage. Fans constantly compared the twins online and discussed how differently both sisters handled relationships and family life. Some viewers believed Tamera appeared emotionally stronger during the controversy, while others believed she simply chose to stay more private about personal struggles. Meanwhile, the internet continued creating endless theories about what really happened behind the scenes in the family over the years. Some people blamed Hollywood pressure completely. Others believed years of separation, busy careers, and emotional exhaustion slowly damaged the relationships one by one. And some fans believed the family spent so much time protecting a perfect public image that they quietly ignored personal pain for too long. Yep, you heard that right. The family that once looked untouchable to fans suddenly became one of the most emotionally discussed celebrity families online. But maybe the biggest reason people stayed connected to this controversy was because it felt real. There were no crazy scandals, no shocking crimes, and no dramatic public betrayals. Instead, people saw something much more relatable, relationships changing slowly over time while the whole world kept watching from the outside. The craziest part was that even after everything that happened, the family still continued showing respect and support toward one another publicly. They still appeared together during important moments, still defended each other in interviews, and still avoided public hate. That confused fans even more, because most people expected anger after so many emotional changes. But maybe that was the final truth people slowly realized. Sometimes relationships ended quietly. Sometimes families changed without public fights. And sometimes the people who looked the happiest in public were fighting emotional battles nobody else could see. So what do you think about the entire situation? Do you believe Hollywood pressure slowly changed the Mowry family over the years? Or do you think there was something much deeper happening behind closed doors that fans never got to know about? And out of everything that happened, which moment shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I really want to know what you think about this whole controversy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because more emotional celebrity controversies and hidden Hollywood drama are coming very soon.